Hey guys, this is Parneet from Dash Car Productions, and yes, I finally got a haircut. It was a long time coming. In my last two videos, I did talk about the benefits of buying a brand new car and a certified pre-owned car. So before we get into today's topic, if you guys can please hit that subscribe button, I'll really appreciate it. So I'm going to be focusing on buying a used car privately from Craigslist or from Kijiji or autotrader, for example. Now, as in the case of buying a brand new car and a certified pre-owned car, it always depends on your situation, right? What you want from the car, whether you want new, old, or you want the warranty or don't want the warranty. Now, the benefits of buying a used car is that you can get one for really cheap, and you're really good with your hands and you can do the maintenance yourself, or you're a younger person and you're just got your license and you can only afford a cheap car, but it's perfectly fine. You just got to be aware of what cars to buy. I would steer you to the direction of getting a Japanese car like a Honda or a Toyota. They're very reliable. You can get one for 15 years and they'll still run strong. And they're great cars to learn on. Even driving a manual, if you want to do that, get an old beater car and then upgrade later on. Now, when you find a particular car, read the forums, do a lot of research, and then try to find it on Craigslist, maybe 3-4 cars, and test them out properly. I don't mean going for a 2-minute drive. I mean, drive it properly, hit the brakes hard, accelerate hard, make sure you turn the steering wheel all the way to the left and all the way to the right. Make sure nothing's out of the ordinary. And of course, ask a lot of questions. And if you are going to do these high speed movements, let the owner know that you're going to do this. Don't just slam on the brakes or accelerate really hard without the owner knowing. So really do your research before you start seeing the cars, so you know what you're talking about and you know what you're looking for. If you're not really mechanically inclined, get a friend that is, or even better yet, ask the owner if you can take the car to a shop that you know and pay $100-150 so you can have it thoroughly inspected. Then you have the peace of mind the car is going to be reliable, or if there are certain things that need to be changed, they're within your budget and you don't mind changing it. Because it's a used car, expect some wear and tear. Now, buying a used car can vary from a huge range, from a 30-year-old car to the 1970s to one that's 6-7 years old. It all comes down what you really want out of a car. But sometimes there's a certain model that you want that they don't make anymore. For example, the RSX Type S, they stopped making that in 2006. If you really want it, you have to look back 10, 15 years, not even 10 years, like 15, 20 years now to get that kind of car. Now those cars are, for example, an RSX, they tend to be modified. I modified mine, I put a supercharger in it. So once again, be aware if you're gonna get an older car, know what you're getting into. And that kind of leads to the next benefit. If you are a car enthusiast, you can find awesome cars that are already modded. For example, there's lots of WRX STIs that have stage 2 already. It's on Craigslist, and all the labor, all the parts are already on the car, they're good to go. And you don't have to pay for those parts. And what I mean by that is when someone starts putting aftermarket parts on it, it doesn't increase the value of the car. If anything, it actually depreciates that. A car that's untouched will hold their value a lot better. But if you are looking for a specific kind of car and have the parts that's close to what you want, go get it. Absolutely. It makes sense and you're going to save a lot of money. Just be aware, once again, you don't know who exactly installed the parts, how long the car has been running modified as well. So once again, ask questions, do your homework, try to get a mechanic that knows what they're doing when it comes to the aftermarket world. So buying a used car, the biggest perks, it's obvious, is the price, right? You can get a car that's really cheap and the owner wants to get rid of the car. They're not selling the car to make a profit. They don't have a business. They want to sell the car and move on to the next item or car they want to buy. For example, when I had my motorcycle, yes, I had a motorcycle when I was 17, a GSXR 600, brand new, a little crazy, but maybe that's another video. I had it for 7 years and it was time for me to get rid of it. I couldn't be commuting all year round with a full-time job, with it snowing and raining. I needed something very reliable and comfortable that I can get to work. So I got a new job, it was full-time, and I need to get rid of the bike pretty fast. So I was a bit desperate if I didn't have these outside variables affecting my decision. And then when it came to my RSX, I fell in love with the WRX. And when we came to negotiating, they didn't give a very good trade-in value, so I was a bit desperate in selling the RSX pretty quick. I did get a much better deal as opposed to giving to the dealership, but if I held out and waited maybe for a month or two, I probably would have got a bit more money. And having said that, it was a modified car, so When I sold it, I made no money off the parts. In the ideal situation, I probably would have taken all the parts off and sold it separately and recouped as much money I can, but the situation I was dealt with, I was a bit on the desperate side. Keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out a price or negotiating, be respectful. Don't, I'll give you $200 for the car when it's worth like $6,000. Be respectful, be mindful, but maybe you can tweak a few $100s out of them just to save on your pocket, which then you can use to modifying the car, because that's awesome. Right? Also, a private seller doesn't have the overhead cost of running a dealership or a staff or all the administrative fees. They want to get the sale done as fast as possible, get out of here and move on. Now, one thing I will mention is when you guys do agree on a price, when you guys have to fill up the ownership transfer, you can always list it as a lower price than what you actually agreed on, but that's illegal and you shouldn't do it. I don't recommend doing that. Now, I kind of mentioned earlier in this video that do your research, look at the forums. Now, there are particular cars like the Civic Si or the RX or the RSX that have tons of information on it. The forums have a lot of smart people that do pretty much anything to the car, from changing the transmission to rewiring all the speakers. Any part you can imagine, it's been done. Someone has done a do-it-yourself video on it, or a really good layout step-by-step with pictures. So it's tons of information. So when I first got my RSX, that's how I learned about the car. It was with other people that were kind enough to pass their information along. So when you're looking for a used car to get, be mindful about the community support behind it as well. And the Civic has huge support and the WRX have massive support. You can find tons of information on that vehicle. So when you buy a used car and something happens, don't freak out. Research, look at it, and it might be something that you're capable of doing. And a lot of the times, changing parts or getting deep into the engine is not as scary as it seems to be. Just get in there, try your best, and worst case scenario, if you can't do it, it's already broken, then take it to mechanic shop. And the last thing I'd like to mention, when you are buying a used car, you don't have to worry about the warranty. Because one of the biggest topics when it comes to a WRX and STI is, will modifying my car void my warranty? And sometimes it does, other times it doesn't. Then you're stuck with a $10,000 bill. It depends on the situation, the dealership, and it's not guaranteed. So it's a stress that when you are gonna modify the car and you have warranty on it, you're kind of scared that you don't want to push it, or like you're regretting it, you have some anxiety, or you get an access port and it's showing these numbers like, oh shoot, I did a tune and something goes wrong. Are they gonna fix it? So when you have a used car, that's out of the question. There's no warranty. You are the warranty. It's up to you. So that's the thing that some people may care or may not care about it. Me personally, my car is still stopped because that gives me a lot of anxiety. I want to keep the warranty as long as I can. So if you are really into modifying your car, don't get a brand new car or don't get a certified pre-owned car. There's no point to it because if you're just going to avoid the warranty, right? Get a car that's just maybe a year out of warranty, or 4 or 5 years, warranty's gone. Pick that car up and do your research and do your inspections so you get a really good price, and then with the money left over, you can put that towards modifying your car, and then with peace of mind when it comes to the warranty. So I hope this video gave a little bit of information, helped you guys out. The best thing to say is when you're buying a used car, do your research. Have friends check it out, have friends help you out. If you need to get a mechanic, and you can definitely find an amazing car that has no issues and it'll cost you a lot less and it'll be lighter on your wallet. In my next video, I'm gonna be talking about some of the things I want to do to my car. The mod bug is hitting me. I'm not gonna mod my car out yet, but I have a list and I'm gonna slowly buy parts. And in about 1.5 years, I'm gonna start putting the parts together, and we'll talk about and discuss why I'm doing each part and keeping it as reliable as possible. Having said that, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.